שלום, תודה שהצטרפתם אלינו. אני חמוטל זרם קסטל.
ואני קרן אלרום.
ואנחנו בפודקאסט המלהקות. And today we are very, very proud to welcome
Daniel Ryan Spauding.
Yes.
Shalom.
Shalom. And this is our first episode to be in English.
Completely.
But we're very happy that you came. And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. And you are usually interviewed in political issues. And today we're going to talk about other issues.
Yeah.
Plus.
My name is Daniel Ryan Spauding. I'm a comedian. I grew up in Vancouver, Canada, and I went to university there and studied acting. And I pretty much my whole life always wanted to be an actor. And when I was in my early 20s, after university, I got an agent, and I just really hated the industry. And I really hated auditioning, and I hated how so many people were making money off of actors. Like it was all kind of a racket, like especially then in Vancouver. Like if you think back to like 2007, 2008, that's when I was a working actor. And it was always this sort of like thing where the agent would have, you had to go get your headshots done with this person and you had to go to this workshop. And it just seemed like it was all sort of like an industry based off of like people who desperately wanted to be actors.
Yes.
And then also everything that shot in Vancouver was like sci-fi.
In those years, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like heavy when I was younger. I was heavy like up until maybe about 3 years ago. So, and I was always inclined more towards comedy. So there just wasn't really any roles like that ever suited me. And so I got like a couple parts, but overall, growing up in Canada, like I really had a real thirst for travel and adventure. And a lot of my life, I was very afraid to do that, like when I was younger. And finally, when I was 25, I started doing stand-up, and that's really when I found my calling. Like I really enjoyed live performance. And then when I was 25, I left Canada. I went to Australia for a year to do my one-man show at an arts festival there. And then I ended up doing stand-up all over the country. And then I met lots of comedians at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. And then I moved to Europe, and I lived in Europe for 12 years and sort of built a little career for myself doing stand-up there and traveling all over the world. And I basically performed in over 50 countries and comedy festivals and comedy clubs, and did lots of like online like sketches to sort of help promote and build my profile. And then I was living in Berlin for 5 years, and that's where I met Israelis. And then I started visiting here and learning about the country and learning about the conflict. And I became really good friends with people here, and I did little fun videos here and built up a little following here, and had shows here. And then I basically kind of set off on a mission to sort of change my life. And so I lost a lot of weight and got sober, and I executed basically like a year-long plan to move to New York. And then right as I moved to New York, like I moved to New York on October 16th. And so October 7th happened right before I moved to New York. And then I just did a viral video like about why these like people on the left were supporting Hamas, and that went viral.
Yeah.
And then I ended up in New York in this new world that made no sense to me. And I've been trying to like figure out what has happened this whole time. So I basically ended up like kind of making a lot of friends who were Israelis and Jews and people in that activist space, while still doing stand-up and doing my show and doing content and trying to help with the hostage families and just trying to make a cultural change. And then I had to learn all this stuff about politics and about the Middle East and everything.
And then you did all the maps and with the graphics that you did.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. So I've just been trying my best, but now the world is changing whether we like it or not.
Yes.
So
Okay, so first of all, the introduction stuff, I'm blown away. So many questions over in that. So you're a comedian and you're an influencer.
Well, see, I don't really know what that means.
I don't know.
It's like for me, I was just
influence.
Yeah, but I think that people have a very different. I don't understand. See, I don't know America. Like, I didn't really move to America knowing a lot about it. Like, I didn't really know how weird it was. But in America, people are, like, I don't think, like, a lot of people don't know that I'm a comedian. They think that I'm just, like, they think I'm being paid by Israel to, like...
that's not what we mean.
But, like, influencing, like... I think it's like models who get a purse and then they get paid
advertise.
$100.
Yeah, it's not like buy this bag.
I don't
no.
do that.
Of course.
I'm just using social media as a platform to express my thoughts and to try to explain things.
That's what I meant.
To use my art and everything. So that's also like a big misconception people have about me.
Okay. But is it still not the Israel part and not the politics part, but do you use it in a financial way in some
No,
sort?
not really.
It's not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering about...
Because I don't know how to do any of that. I'm not like I've only ever done stand-up for a living. I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
Yeah, I think the interesting part of having lots of audience in the net. It's how to use it potentially for money as well. So
but
not
also,
buy
this
disperse.
Not my art. It's not like my thing.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's on the way, but something has to. You didn't thought about doing theater at the time?
I did do theater a little bit, but I also honestly, I don't really enjoy actors that much. Like, I don't really like, even like other stand-up comedians, like, a lot of them are not good people. Like, I don't really like being around them. I like academics, especially now. Like, the people I've gotten along the best with are like writers, journalists, academics, scholars, people in politics. Those are kind of the people I click with better than like a lot of artists. There are some artists that I really like, but a lot of these people are psycho.
No, but I meant about theater that, I mean, that you go into character. I mean, because all the videos, I mean, I feel they're authentic, that you are Daniel in them, and it's not a character.
They're comedy monologues.
Yeah. No, not even your your reels, your stories, your posts. They feel real, and it's not like you're going into character. But you say that you learned, you have a degree in arts and theater and.
Yeah, well, I am very performative, definitely, and I'm a sensationalist.
Yeah.
How was the transition between acting into comedy? When did it come to you?
Oh, I think I did stand up for the very first time when I was 18. And the first time was great. And the second time I got really scared and didn't do it. Like, I didn't do it again for another maybe 5 years. But I think that I was always really good at writing. Like, I was always a really, really good writer. So... And I hated, like, not being able to create work for myself. So I just started doing, like, one-man shows with, like, comedic monologues and stuff. And I don't know, I just really liked it. It just kind of worked. I remember my first one-man show was at this, like, little dive bar, this, like, gay dive bar in Vancouver on Davie Street. And, like, I would literally, like, do my little show on the karaoke stage before karaoke, and sometimes there would only be like 8 people there or something, but I did it like 4 nights a week for like 6 weeks or something insane like that. And it probably was not very good. Like, I hadn't really worked out like how to structure material. Like, it was probably just like a really long like stream of like these long dense monologues. But it's okay, you know. Like,
you're young.
Whatever.
It's
I was 24, 25. No, I was 20.
Do.
How old was I? I was 22. Yeah.
Oh, wow, very young.
So,
and you're writing all your own materials?
Yeah. Yeah, all my comedy sketches and my stand-up, I don't rely on any other writer or anything.
And you find Jewish humor?
So, yeah, I've always really resonated with Jewish comedians and like.
But you are not Jewish?
No, I was raised like my family is it's sort of like there's like one great grandmother that we think might have been Jewish. It's like a complicated thing, but no, I wasn't raised Jewish. My mother's Catholic and my dad was like Christian, like kind of his family was like Orthodox, whatever. It was like. But yeah, no, I wasn't raised Jewish, but I always got along really well with Jewish people. Lots of people thought I was Jewish, and I was really obsessed with like Seinfeld and all of that, like really great New York Jewish comedy from the 90s. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to move to New York. Like I wanted to live like in a Jewish space and in a Jewish city, and I love Israel so much. So my new show that I'm doing now, which I'm going to try to shoot as a comedy special, is about like from the time I moved to New York to the time I left.
About living in New York? Yeah,
and about that whole like activist world and learning all this stuff that I had to learn politically, and so I did it I was practicing it all throughout the spring here in Tel Aviv, and then I did it in LA and New York like last month. People that knew me before, like when I was just not talking about politics, like they were like, oh, why do you have to talk about politics? But then the people that have just started following me the past year, they like it because they're more engaged with the person who I am now.
Yeah.
A lot of people start to like you because of a certain reason, and then when you change or when you grow, like, and the thing they like about you is gone, they will very easily just discard you and be like, I don't like that person anymore. Yeah. That's the sort of like Instagram social media world.
Yes.
Like, I don't like you anymore. You're no longer of use to me. You know? So it's a very cruel world.
So you've lost followers because of
I've gained followers, but then also like people will follow me and then all of a sudden they'll have an idea of who I am, and then I'll say something they don't like, or they'll see one video and they'll like, people are just psychopaths. Like they're very like they're idiots. Like they don't understand anything. Like they can like, you can make a joke or say something they don't like, and they're just like, and they freak out and want to destroy your life or say mean things.
I'm not sure. It's like I just followed, I follow this Israeli influencer in the maybe negative form. And I like her. And after a while, like this weekend, I saw what she posted, and it was like, enough is enough. So I didn't delete her. I hide her stories for a while because it was like selling, and I was like, okay, enough is enough. Are you one who respond to the people who write you on the social media?
I learned to not now. I don't really engage with them.
You post and
honestly,
let go?
I do my own thing, and I'm creative, and I talk about what I want to talk about. If I have an idea for a monologue, I do it. If I want to go here and talk to this person and like show this thing, I just kind of do whatever I want to do, and everyone can just deal with it.
Great.
Yeah.
So a lot of actors ask us, what do we think about social media to gain more audience? So did you gain audience as a comedian before social media, or did you use social media to?
Yeah, I would do quite often when I was like building my career in Europe. I would do little videos that would get like traction, and that's sort of how I built my fan base. And then people would be like, "Oh, I want to see what his live show is like," and then they'd come to my live show and be like, "Oh, cool, I like his show." I have like 2 stand-up specials online. But I don't post a lot of my stand-up online because then people will, first of all, like my first special, I was 400 pounds. So I'm like totally, I look completely different. And then I just kind of got, like everything just, so much changed so fast that like, it just didn't really seem as relevant
to post things from your shows?
Yeah, well, it just, I felt like I was doing so much advocacy for the hostages and sharing content about the hostages and stuff. But then at some point it was like, well, like the war is just going to keep going and going and going. Like I have to like continue on with life, and we can't be living in this trauma.
That's
like,
the dilemma, how to get over and not over it.
Can I ask something about the weight loss? Did you feel something change in the reactions you got after the weight loss?
Yeah, it was very surprising. So I was surprised by how many people weren't happy for me.
That you lost the weight? Wow.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. And I was surprised by the people that were happy for me. Like people that I don't necessarily am that like good friends with, but people who would just tell me, I really admire you. Like, I think it's so amazing what you did, what you were able to achieve. And I'm like, oh, thank you. But then I would have really friends who were really close to me be like resentful.
Still your friends?
Not really. Like, I think when you're in like an unhealthy space, you end up sometimes friends with people who are also unhealthy, or they liked that I was overweight because it was like something that they could hold over me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's such a fuck up. Like they could like be friends with me, but still kind of hate me, and then gossip to their friends and be like, you won't believe him. Oh my God, you should have seen how much he drank. You should have seen how much he ate. Like, blah, blah, blah. People are nasty.
But, now if you're going back to casting and agencies and stuff, you will have a different typecast.
Yeah.
So that can be interesting.
Yeah, totally.
Do you picture it going back to acting? It's something you want to do?
Yeah, like I just don't really want to have to, like I don't really like auditioning, like
so what you're going to do?
If someone came with a project and wanted me to be involved, I would definitely do that. Or if it was something, I just don't want to have to like, I guess things are easier
You can
now.
write that's what you're doing. You're writing your own show.
Yeah.
But is it a comedy show or is it a drama comedy series or whatever?
Oh, like for a vehicle for me to do a show? So like I would like to do something that addresses this, or something explaining the Middle East. Like this is what I've sort of done now with my comedy sketches is just like try to like live in that feeling of Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
And that feeling of like, look at all these hot gay guys, and we're going to have a gay guy Middle East, and we're going to have peace in the Middle East.
And it's working.
Without all this jihad and this terror, and we can be hot gay guys. Like, that for me has been sort of the best strategy.
And is it working? I mean, it's working for us.
For us.
But is it working, do you think,
outside? Anything that I do, people will try to attack. So, like,
but there are gays all over the world who doesn't know the things you're saying about Tel Aviv, and it's the capital.
But they still find a way to attack you. So instead of it being a good thing that there's gay rights in Israel, they'll say, "Oh, you privileged gay men, so all these people have to die so that you can be gay." And it's like, stop starting wars and attacking Israel and kidnapping people. And then there won't be wars. But yeah, of course, these people need to protect their way of life and protect their values. Like, they're living on another planet. Like, their minds don't work properly.
For me, what's happening now that actors that I love and are against us, I can't watch them anymore.
Exactly.
And it's upsetting. Because I mean, I used to. I try to make a difference between the artist and the man.
Yeah.
His political views and the way he acts.
Well,
works.
if you're political,
and it's hard these days. It's very hard.
Because if your political view is I want to kill you.
Yeah.
I'm not so down with that.
I can't see Sex and the City anymore.
Yeah,
I just can't.
So this is like, if you can imagine, this is basically what Islamists are doing. So within a society, there's certain institutions like a university, like a concert, like a music festival, a university, a TV show. There's like cultural institutions, right? So because like Islamists can't really fully, like they did on October 7th, they can't just like invade America and kill everybody. They wanted to infiltrate these institutions. So they get their professors into universities, or they get people, like they become concert promoters, and they get musicians to wave a Palestinian flag at the end.
Yesterday I saw a video about from a
music.
concert.
Exactly.
The
Yes.
idea
So
of
they
Death Drive.
become like concert promoters, professors. Qatar is funding
It's
all
very
these
smart of
universities.
them. What can I say?
So these holding institutions where people meet and they connect and they build friendships and they build memories. This is basically, once you get the Palestinian flag in here, into Harvard, into a music festival, and you say free, free Palestine, everyone who's ever gone to Harvard,
will do that.
anyone who's ever gone to this university, it sends a message that now this is conquered. It sends a message, Jews don't belong here. It sends, this is our values. It sends the message that everyone who's built a relationship in this institution now has to make a choice. Are we on the side of free Palestine, kill all the Jews? Or are we going to be brave and stand against this?
Yeah.
And most people are not brave.
Yes.
So this is how they're trying to destroy the West.
It's a call out to all the producers. Take Daniel's script and
Yeah,
do something.
exactly. Let's try to fight it. Let's not go down without a fight.
Do you recommend actors to go and become famous through the networks?
Oh.
And by that, I mean, all the time there will be actors that hate auditioning.
Yeah.
And then they say, well, if we won't get parts through auditioning, maybe we'll get famous first, and then they will call us for parts.
Yeah.
Or maybe they will just summon us without audition, and we'll get the parts because
Yeah.
we're famous, and we'll bring audience to the show. So, do you something you recommend, or?
Well, being famous versus having a skill and a talent are two different things, right? So if you wanted to be taken seriously as an actor, you should probably educate yourself and do training and do theater and work on your craft.
Of course.
Yeah. But I do think that definitely now, I guess it depends what your goals are. But I do think that a lot of people get ahead because of their social media following. I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, it goes the same thing about you. If you want to go back to auditioning and get parts, I'm sure it will be easier for you. Also, do you hate audition like self-tape audition, or do you hate
physically having to go in and I just hated having to waste so much time on something where I might not get it and
Yeah. So it will be easier for you now.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoy on-camera acting too is very different. You have to really control your facial expressions. You have to really work on. It's a totally different skill. You have to really do a lot more internal processing as opposed to doing more the physicality of theater or online content where you can kind of
of
do
course.
thing,
Well, for actors that live here and speaks only English.
Yeah. Then also working with the director too is interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah, because now you're all alone.
Yeah.
Doing your own thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's fun to be part of a collaborative vision.
Right. Well, just saying that people that live in Israel, Israelis that are olim chadashim, or I don't know, that doesn't speak good Hebrew or doesn't speak at all. So there are not a lot of parts. There are a lot of content for companies, or products,
right,
or commercials,
right. Yeah.
And that has a lot of, not a lot of, it does have work in it. But
maybe we should just make an English language film industry here, or TV industry
it's
here.
very expensive here.
Well, but we can make money.
No, I had a few years ago. I had it a big written. I had a Russian production who hired me to do the casting, and we did all the casting. They had the TV series, and they wanted to film here, and they took me to cast some characters, a lot of characters actually, and we did almost all the process, and then at the last minute, they told me, okay, listen, Israel is very expensive. Our location manager did some research here and in Jordan, and we decided to go to Jordan, and they recast everything in Jordan with Jordan actors. And that's when it hit me. So it's so expensive.
I can say that a lot of biblical production wants to cast in Israel. I did the Mary film in Netflix, if you heard about it. So we have, there is 5 main actors from Israel in that, but they do it because of the...
But I don't, like, let's just do something sexy and fun for Israel, you know? Like, people just need to know how cool it is. Well, like, for me, I think a lot of the problem is a lot of these, like, people, like, especially the diaspora Jews in America, they have to, like, get dragged to Israel by their parents, or their parents are like, why don't you support Israel? And they're like, like, they think of it as this, like, rebellious thing.
So we're coming closer to the end of the podcast, and we would love to ask you some questions.
Sure.
That we ask every guest who come here. So, Khmutal.
Okay, so what is your favorite movie?
Oh, there was this really cool dark comedy from like the late 90s called The Opposite of Sex. And it was like, I remember watching it when I was a little kid, and I just really loved like that humor, and it was like sort of a dark comedy, and I think that's my favorite movie.
I have to Google it, right?
Yeah, it was about this like gay guy who has like this hot boyfriend, and his half sister comes to stay with them, and she tries to like ruin his life, and she's pregnant, but she sleeps with her brother's husband or her brother's boyfriend, and Lisa Kudrow is the brother's best friend, and it's like this really
I see,
it's a dark comedy. Yeah, it's really good. Lisa Kudrow is really good in it too.
Yeah, I saw you.
She plays this really like uptight, neurotic school teacher.
Yeah, that guy. Okay, I see the trailer now.
Yeah.
Okay, haven't seen it, but. Okay, Martin.
It's a really good. Like,
Martin Donovan, Christina Ricci, Lisa Kudrow.
Christina Ricci is the star.
Christina Ricci is amazing. Our next question: if you weren't a comedian, what would you like to be?
Well, I do think I'm very good at public diplomacy, or like I would be in meetings with strategic people. Like I could see that. Like I do enjoy like talking about like the Middle East and stuff.
What's your dream? Is it a dream?
Well, I'd like to have a happy relationship. Like I think more than my career, like I would love, and I also don't have like a home, or I don't know where to live, or like I haven't really found my place in the world. It's hard to have like an intimate, close relationship that's healthy when you're in a bad headspace physically or mentally. So I need to kind of make up for lost time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear it? Everyone hears it? Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And for coming, for doing all the things that you do and not stopping. And
yeah.
We will be your bodyguards.
Okay.